The idea behind the extreme gig, or the other term is the great gig in the sky, is to try and do the most extreme gig ever. Over the last 4 years, we've worked with Jägermeister to hold the Ice Cold Gig series. We've put a band on an iceberg in Greenland. We've done the world's coldest gig in Siberia. We've thrown a singer out of a helicopter and parachuted and performed a gig in the air. So this is the next in the line of the Ice Cold Gig series, and we want to make it as extreme as possible.
The Space Net is going to be our stage for the gig, but the Space Net itself is a platform used a lot by base jumpers. So it's a series of ropes all sort of woven together in a platform which is quite springy.
It's going to be a bit higher than this, a little bit, like a couple of thousand centimetres. Million millimetres. High, but I heard it's well over 10 foot. So.
Yeah, it's a few feet over the top line that you need to ride the biggest ride at Chessington. It's a little bit bigger than that, so yeah. You must be a few thousand metres tall to ride. Yeah.
We're performing this gig in the mountains. We have to helicopter the crew up to 2,000 metres, and we're also having to helicopter all the equipment. So we're actually going to attach the drums to a long rope with the drums literally swinging behind the helicopter and flying that into the mountains. And we've got to install this net in between this gap, and we've got to make sure that all the people there and done in a safe manner, and also whilst in winter, so we've got snow and ice and the cold to deal with. So there's lots of environmental factors and lots of extreme logistics to make this gig happen.
We've got a long history in music. In the UK, we've been working in music since 2003. And that it works in a different number of ways. We're obviously at a lot of festivals, and we sponsor a lot of bands and artists, including MODESTEP. And obviously the music industry has changed so much, and there was a sort of natural place for brands to sort of to come in there and help the bands.
Jaeger always supporting our sound. It's like kind of made sense in the end, and we were like, this is sick. So fingers crossed we don't die.
You know, bands have got great visions, there's lots they want to do, and obviously traditionally, you know, record companies would be there to support them all the step of the way, but obviously from the record company's point of view, you know, they're not making as much money from the music sales, and obviously streaming obviously doesn't, you know, generate anywhere near as much income as actual physical sales. So I think there's been a natural place for brands to step in there and say, well, actually, we could help with this, we could help with that.
So we're using new technology like 360 cameras to really get the fans immersed into this gig, so they can really see just the extreme nature, just the 1,000-foot drops in between the nets, you know, just the helicopter ride in, flying over the snow-capped mountains. It will really just think, wow, this really is a gig in the sky, and it probably is the most extreme gig ever.